Hi, Don Shank here from How You Find a Job Fast. Here's how to get hired at a small business. Johnny and Jenny Entrepreneur decided to start a business. What does this have to do with you? Quite a lot, actually, because at some point, Johnny and Jenny need to hire employees. More than half of the U.S. workforce is employed by small businesses, and you stand a 52% chance of finding a job working for a small business rather than a large one. The way a small business works and the way the owners think is considerably different than that with large corporations. In a large corporation, the owners are the stockholders. You might even be one of them yourself. There's the president and a board of directors who make decisions, and you will have little, if any, input unless you own a substantial, make that very substantial portion of the company's stock. In a small business, there are not layers upon layers of managerial employees between the regular employees and the board of directors. In fact, the board of directors are usually the owners and spouses. Often the person giving job interviews is the owner. The business may have an office manager who happens to be the first interviewer, but once you make it past the manager, you will be interviewed by the owner. And once hired, you get to influence the business with your input because you'll usually have direct access to the owner. Ultimately, the owner will make the hiring decision, and owners happen to think differently than do employees. Owners have an entirely different mindset, one you'll need to understand. Employers usually have a strong vision as to what they want for their business and are independent thinkers who do not like to be told what to do. While many owners started the business as a sideline from their home while working at a regular job, eventually owners are willing to leave the security of having a job, the security of being an employee. They often borrow money to start the business in order to make it grow. Many owners will put a second mortgage loan on their home to acquire operating capital. Not a practice I recommend. Several of my friends have lost their homes due to this. The owner will put everything on the line for the business, often working 12 to 14 hours a day in the beginning, maybe doing so for several years. Look at Johnny and Jenny Entrepreneur, the ones I mentioned earlier. They have a skill, an interest, something about which they are passionate. They start a business to market this skill and soon find themselves doing everything: marketing, selling, performing the work, bookkeeping, taxes, making decisions, writing advertising. There are not enough hours in the day. Thus, they've been working in their business rather than working on growing their business, so they hire their first employee to take away some of the burden. The business grows and they hire another employee to do more of the work they had been doing, and again the business grows. Then they hire the third. Each employee is really an extension of the owners. Eventually, Johnny and Jenny Entrepreneur are able to concentrate on attracting more customers and on building the business, which in turn brings in income for them and for the employees. Your job as an employee is to be an extension of all the things the owners do and everything they did while building their business. During your job interview, you must demonstrate how you will be a help to the owners, or they will find someone else who will.